Showing up, I'm your biggest fan. I'm like,
oh, hello, everybody. It is another Wednesday. What's today? Wednesday what? Wednesday the 14th. Guys, May just started, didn't it?
Right.
Damn.
Right.
We
It's
2
going
weeks in.
fast.
It is.
Going
Today
fast.
was beautiful. I felt like we getting summer weather.
I feel like the winter was long,
The winter was
and I'm
definitely
still
long.
scared because I can't go outside without a jacket or something because I don't trust it.
Me either. I have my denim jacket with me all day just in case.
Everywhere I go, I take my jacket because I don't trust this weather.
That is Wisconsin. You been here your whole life?
Mostly I was born here. I'm raised. My family is here. Well, most of my family is like all over the place, but
Yeah.
my dad's from Chicago, my mom's from Mississippi.
Okay.
And then somehow they found each other here and then they made me.
Nice. That's special.
Yeah, somehow they found each other in the midst of it all and then they made me.
I love it. I love it. Well, everybody, I'm your host, Kenda. This is my show, Minding My Own Podcast. And I got my girl, Virginia, aka Giovanna, here on the show today. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like this is a topic that is definitely needed to discuss. We're talking about the art of healing. And this queen here does art, amazing art. I met you at Mindful Mondays.
Yes.
And your nephew, Quentin Gladney, shout out to Quentin.
Shout out to Clint.
He's actually
Quentin is probably one of the main reasons why I really hadn't gotten back into my art because I wasn't doing it for a while. And he was like, yo, auntie, what's up with your art? And then the next thing I know, I was working at the gallery.
Wow.
It was just kind of like a thing. I saw the podcast. The Greenwood Park had this podcast called The Artist Connection.
Okay.
And that was like 4 years ago.
Wow.
And then I saw their podcast. 3 days later, I went in there and I'm like, I'm a local artist. I like to know where I fit in. I like to do the podcast. So I signed up to do their podcast. And then in the midst of it all, they invited me to an event for the Milwaukee Urban League.
Okay.
Which is their which they have an art show every year connected with the Milwaukee Urban League.
Nice.
And so I went to the event. And then they asked me to submit some of my artwork for purchase for prints. And then like a couple weeks after the event, they offered me a job. By the way, I've never had a job where I didn't apply for until after the fact.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is like meant to be.
For
it was
sure.
just like meant to be. And so
yeah,
I walked in there with Letitia Woods. Thank you for Letitia Woods. It's the reason why I came to be at Greenwood Park.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And she was like, yeah, it's her. It's gotta be her. And I was like, come on in. And so then I started out there as their resident artist.
Nice.
And then I moved up to and then she went away. So she kind of pretty much trained me to take over her position as office manager.
Okay.
And I really much just started as the resident artist, and then I kind of just moved up, and then I started doing that event that they had with the Milwaukee Urban League. So the following year I got to lead that event. I was like,
That's awesome.
that is so amazing because I was just a guest.
Yeah.
So to go from being a guest to being the lead on that was great.
That is great.
So it's great.
Oh
So
my God. That is a blessing. Shout out to Greenwood
shout out
Park.
to Greenwood Park.
Yes, yes. Fred Robinson is the owner. If you guys do not know, if you've never been there, you should check it out. It's right off of Sherman. Do you remember the address?
4233 West Fond du Lac.
Y'all got to check it out. It's amazing artwork in there. They do something called Mindful Mondays. That's where her and I met.
Yeah.
Mindful Mondays.
Yeah.
And her bestie's here. She's in the back, but she served us wine that day, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
she's my main supporter. My sister, my friend, like we've met 2 years ago and was instantly sisters. Instantly.
I love that. You need people like that in your life.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Especially like when you're doing something where it's really you. It's just all you. You're giving just all yourself. You don't really have like a corporate brand or something backing you. This is me. This is my work. Take me as I am.
This is
me.
That's pretty much
it.
And that's pretty much how I walked into the gallery. Like, this is me. I'm a local artist. And the crazy part is, prior to going there, I had lost all of my artwork in the fire at my house.
I remember you telling me that.
I had lost all of my artwork in the fire. And literally what I have at the gallery that was me starting over.
Wow.
Those pieces that I have was me starting over.
Wow.
So people might be like, oh, you're an artist. You don't have any many pieces. Listen, this is a journey. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to having nothing.
Exactly.
So that if I could produce 5 great pieces from nothing, oh, that's a lot.
How would you describe the type of art that you make?
So my art is very abstract. It's very abstract, but my love is texture.
Okay.
I love the abstract, but I love the texture because I love the feel of it. And like, I love digital art. I also do digital art. I also do some photography.
Okay.
But it doesn't take the place of actually touching the paint and finding different ways to make texture.
Mm-hmm.
So finding different ways to make the artwork pop out, like you actually can touch it and you won't damage it.
Wow.
Because a lot of stuff is like, do not touch, please touch it.
Yeah.
it's like someone says to me, you have a sensory issue. It's a superpower at this point.
It is. I love that.
I have turned my pain into purpose and superpowers. So
pain into purpose.
I turned my pain into purpose. Like, I didn't even know I was an artist.
Wow. How did you discover this?
If
How did you discover this talent?
I tell you, you would not believe that I'm my age right now.
Oh God.
Okay, so
she about to give us a big reveal.
Yeah, if I told you, you'll be like, what? I didn't know that. So I started doing art when I was probably 32.
Wow.
And I was 32 and I was literally in my house dying.
What you mean you ain't 32 now?
My spirit, every year when I have a birthday and I'll be like, all of this in my spirit be like, we 36. Girl, I know we can't be 36 every year though. My spirit is so youthful.
Yeah.
And so I think
you look so youthful. You're gorgeous.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna tell my age, right? Nobody will believe me if I told you. If I told you, you'll be like, what?
Girl, well, we're gonna keep it a secret. They ain't gotta know.
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell. You gotta leave something to a mystery. You gotta have a little mystery.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you started at 32.
So I started about 32 when I was a young mother. I remember I had bought my first house.
Okay.
And sometime later I got really sick. And people were telling me, pray about this, pray about that. I was mad. I was really mad that I had come this far because I had took myself out of a situation that wasn't healthy for me and my kids. And I actually bought a house.
Okay.
And I closed on my 31st birthday.
Wow.
So I thought, oh, this is great. Like, this is a blessing. I'm gonna buy a house every year on my birthday because I closed on my 31st birthday and I wanted to buy a house by the time I was 30.
Yeah.
So I bought a house when I closed on it on my 31st birthday. And like a year later, I had gotten really sick. Right before I turned 32, I had gotten like really sick. And one day I was in my house and I'm just like writing some stuff down. I was like scared to go to sleep. Like, is that gonna matter? Someone's telling me to pray, read the Bible, do this. All these people's like, oh, I got a message for you. And I was just mad. Like, I need God to come tell me himself. If you really real and everybody's telling me to do all these things and pray and to find God, like, God needs you to show up. I need you to come and tell me that I'm going to be okay for my kids. And I'm like writing some stuff down. I'm crying. Then I started drawing a picture.
Mm-hmm.
It was scary. And I'm literally
Wow.
like, it was like that fast. And I'm crying and I'm writing stuff down. I'm like, do I have enough equity in my house? I didn't even know what that equity was. I was 31. I didn't know what equity was. I didn't know. I just know
Wow.
I needed my own space.
Mm-hmm.
I just know I needed my own space where I didn't have to depend on anybody, where I didn't have to be in an unhealthy situation.
Yeah.
That is it. That was my main focus. I have these kids. I need to take care of them. I need to take care of them. And so I was like, who's going to take care of my kids if I die? Because my blood count was 5 at this point.
Oh, my Lord.
And I was still trying to send my kids to school without a hair out of place because I didn't want someone to call social services on me. I just wanted to somehow, even if I was going to die, I was not going to go out without a fight.
I know that's the right attitude.
I was not going to go out without taking care of my kids and making sure that they were good when I left.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the right attitude. But I know that was really scary.
It was really hard. It was scary. So I started like writing stuff down, and I started drawing, and I was like, God, is this you? And I'm like drawing stuff. And so after that, it was like 2 weeks straight. And I woke up out of my sleep, like drawing full images of things I dreamt about.
Wow.
And it was completely scary. I was like, does this mean I'm going to die? Because at one point I dreamt that I had draw on the wall in the dining room, and the kids woke up and say, Mom, when did you draw on the wall? And I'm like, I thought I dreamt that.
Yeah.
Because at some point I'm like doing this unconsciously at this point. And I'm like, this is scary.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I just kept doing it. I just kept going. And so maybe I probably kept it to myself for like 6 months.
Wow.
Maybe. It was real scary.
So you kept it to yourself?
I kept it to myself
wow.
that I was drawing, because I didn't know I was an artist.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my brother was an artist. He could look at anything and draw it. I could color really good. I could stay inside the lines. I
used to love coloring.
Yeah. So I was really good at that.
Yeah.
And so it was scary, and I didn't know. And so I told my good friend, who is my daughter's cousin, who's an excellent artist. Shout out to Thomas Doss, who was my mentor for a long time. He's like, I'm gonna need you to get a sketchbook and stop being random. Like, you're all over the place. You have all of this chaos. It has no order, has a lot of pain, has a lot of chaos. You need to get a sketchbook and bring some order to it. And so that's what I did.
You took that advice.
And so every time I was sick, or if I was in the hospital, if I wasn't well, I would just draw what I felt. I would draw what I dreamt. And that's how it started, because I have no formal art training. Nobody taught me. It just came out when I was really sick.
Now, how could people get access to your art today?
Well, my artwork is at Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing at 4233 West Fond du Lac for sale. Like,
yes.
I have artwork for sale at the gallery. And also you can find me on Facebook under Canvas by Giovanna. You can find me on Instagram, Canvas by Giovanna in the number 9. And TikTok, you can find me at Canvas by Giovanna or Giovanna.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm everywhere.
She's everywhere. Y'all come find her. Get y'all work and put it on your walls.
Yeah.
I think it's dope.
Absolutely.
I think that's dope.
Yeah. And so that's just kind of how I started. And so for some years, I would just kind of just do it to myself. And then I had an opportunity when I wasn't well to put my artwork in a gallery down on 3rd Street. Was a 3rd Street King Drive Commons art studio.
Okay.
And it was a small piece. And that was the first time I ever put some art into a gallery, into a show or something, because they had an Egyptian kind of thing going on. And so I did this piece called Horse on the Nile.
Oh,
and
I gotta see that piece.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I have like a picture of it, but I recently talked to the lady who had that gallery, and she found my original artwork and she wants to give it back to me.
Wow.
So now that piece had found its way back to me. So I think now I'm gonna have to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an original.
It's an original piece of my original artwork from where I started from.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
that's
all these years later.
Wow.
People, how long you been an artist? Seems like forever.
Yeah.
But it's like 15 plus years. So, and that's without telling my age, right?
Girl. And y'all, that's all y'all get. Like she said. Well, let's look at like now, currently, today.
And so currently, yeah, so like I said, I worked at the gallery for like 4 years and I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about leadership and coming in the front.
Yeah.
Because I try to stay in the background with my artwork for a long time. But this really pushed me out in the front. Like, no, you can't stay in the back anymore. You're gonna have to get out here and smile and talk to some people and shake some hands and
Yeah, build some
and build some
connections.
connections and do your work and talk about your journey.
Mhm.
And so that's what I did.
Mhm.
And then unfortunately, back in like November, December, I had some health issues. When I tell you I have always dealt with health issues, but art has come to be my lifeline.
Yeah.
As long as I can create something, I know I'm going to be okay. And I know that now that God has a awesome anointing over my life because I'm still here.
Mhm.
In spite of
Yes.
all the things that I went through, is my lifeline. And so this far, I am not at the gallery anymore, but I give a lot of thanks to them because
Mhm.
it taught me to like, don't be in the background, don't be quiet about it. Like,
Yes. Be loud about
be
you.
loud on purpose.
Yes.
And so I turning my pain into purpose. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm supposed to help other people.
Yeah.
Recently I got to do some art therapy with someone who's having, I'm like, maybe you should draw about it. Maybe you should paint about it and see how you feel.
Mhm.
And then talking with other artists who feel like they're not good enough. It is good enough.
Yeah.
If God put this inside of your spirit to create something, it's already good enough.
It's already there.
It's already good enough. You just have to know that it's good enough and put it out there.
Right.
And just keep going.
Yeah.
So then at that point, at some point I learned not to care about other people's opinions of it. I had to become my own muse.
Yes. I'm glad you learned that because
because then I don't have to care about outside validation.
No, and you either for them or you're not for them, and it's okay to not be for them.
It's okay. I ain't for everybody.
That's right.
My art ain't for everybody, but it'll resonate with who it's supposed to resonate with. Because sometimes my light irritates people. Ugh. And I know it, and I'll be like, it's okay.
Oh, you preaching now.
She preaching. Because people can't understand like all the stuff you've been through. Yeah. How you so vibrant? How you so bright? How you so cheerful? Because I survived.
Yes.
Because I'm a survivor and I'm still here.
Yes.
So I get to tell somebody else that your anointing is real. You just have to get in alignment with it. Because who you are and who you're supposed to be, it is already there. You just have to get in alignment with what you're asking for and what you're asking God for, and it'll start to happen.
Yeah.
That's all that I did was step out on faith. And then it just started happening.
Yeah.
It just started happening. 4 years ago, I started at the gallery. I started going to church. I started stepping out on faith, being more consistent about my personal relationship. This is personal for me.
Yeah.
It's not about anybody else. None of this whole thing has been about me. But the old me was a people pleaser, having to care what other people thought. Like the new me is like, I got zero.
Yeah.
Craps to give.
You got zero tolerance at this point.
Tolerance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, love me or not. Like, even if you don't like me, there's some part of you who's still like, you still talking about me though.
Right. Well, you still gotta love me regardless.
Me.
Whether you want to or not.
At some point, it's like, do you love that you love me or do you love that you hate me? Either way,
it's their problem, not yours.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I was like, okay, I ain't for everybody, but I've gotten to the point where I don't have to have that.
Yeah, and I can relate to that.
Yeah,
a big deal.
To have outside validation about my artwork or who I am as a person.
Yeah,
I am my own canvas. I paint it how I like it.
Yeah,
that is it, and that's what I learned to do.
How many pieces do you do often? Like, do you do something every day?
I also like the digital work. I kind of do every day.
Okay.
Big pieces. I done a big piece for a friend's wedding. A big piece, and it's like 3D. It's like 3D in its texture. It is so amazing, and it's their wedding colors. So that's kind of like the last big piece that I did, and then the pieces that I have at the gallery. And then I was down for a little bit because I was like sick a little bit because back in December I thought I had a stroke. It was really odd.
Oh man!
But I wasn't. Yeah, and I wasn't getting enough oxygen because I kept having these asthma attacks.
Oh,
And so at some point I wasn't getting enough oxygen. I had an acute asthma attack and then passed to her. And then I couldn't speak. And they admitted me to the hospital. And then when I started speaking again, I was stuttering really bad. I had never stuttered in my life.
wow.
So I started stuttering. And but when I was in the hospital, I was gonna say something odd happened because God showed up for me.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
God be like, universe be versing in my favor. God showed up in, you know, I felt like normally when I was sick, I would have felt all alone and depressed and whatever. But I was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I know it's gonna be okay. Because I wasn't scared about it at all.
Yeah.
And all the nurses and everybody was so nice to me. It was almost angelic. This little lady gave me her dinner. She's like, "You been here? I know you're hungry. They didn't give you anything to eat. I've been at the emergency room for hours." She actually gave me her dinner. She was like, "Don't tell nobody I gave it to you though. But this between me and you." People do that to me all the time. Everywhere I go, people want to give me stuff. They pay for my stuff, and I'll be like, "Thank you."
Yes.
Everywhere I go, he's like, "Oh, let me take care of that." Okay.
I love that.
You know? I'll be like,
They
okay.
paying it forward.
Pay it forward. And so I try to give back through my love, through my energy, through my vibes, through other people, helping other people to know that if you're going through something, especially if it's health related, you are not alone and it's not over.
No.
It's not over because even though the doctor's like, "I don't know, we can't do anything," I'm still here.
You are still here.
My blood count was 5.
That you're still here.
Yeah, I had a major surgery and a blood transfusion. I'm still here. Wow. Through all the things I've been through, I'm still here.
Yes.
You know, and so
the testimony.
I have a great purpose in this world. Yeah. And so it would not be, I would probably be doing myself in disservice if I didn't share, if I didn't help somebody else.
Yeah.
And so this time when I was in the hospital, something clear as day told me to do my own thing and that it should be called the art of healing. And I'm like, what? So my daughter bought me, I said, "I need you to bring my iPad because I got something on my mind, and my Apple Pencil because if something get in my head, I got to get it out."
Yeah.
And so she bought me some pajamas. She's like, "I want you to feel comfortable." So I went in the bathroom to get dressed and everything. And on the back of the door, there was this sticker, you know, the visiting stickers. Somebody stuck it on the door, but somebody wrote Jesus on it in a cross. And I look up at the thing and I'm like, "Thank you, God. Thank you for always being with me." And while I was in the hospital, like the people were taking care of me were like bearing their testimonies to me. Wow. And my daughter was like, "That is rude."
Like, you're
in the hospital. They're supposed to take care of you. I said, "But I think that's the way it's supposed to go." They are helping me and I'm helping them at the same time.
Yeah, there's some exchange and energy there.
Absolutely. And so, and that happens to me a lot. Like strange people would just come up to me and started telling me their deepest, darkest secrets and their testimonies.
Oh yeah, because you an empath.
Exactly. And
that's the thing right there. But you know when to cut them off though, right? You know when to tell them.
Yeah, you know, I gotta, you know, I'm a shenanigan inspector. Like, okay, wait, no, because you're not gonna do anything. You just want to talk about it. You're not gonna do anything to fix it. Because I think maybe you don't need to talk to me because I'm gonna tell you the truth and you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
So that's me.
So people only need to come and tell you stuff if they actually want to make a change.
If you really want to change. Yeah. You really want to talk about this and you really want to do something. Because everything that's happened to me, I've made a difference in my life. And I hope that I made a difference in somebody else's life. Yeah. But now I'm standing out in the front saying, I want to make a difference in somebody else's life.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to make a difference and you're not going to change, then don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to help you or anybody else to just complain about it.
Right. At that point, you just kind of sitting in it and just letting it simmer and it gets worse. It starts to fester. Exactly. It becomes a really ugly thing. Exactly. And you become bitter and you start to project that.
And I need that because I've never been bitter through
through
this whole process. I've never been bitter. I've never felt like, you know, angry. You know, at one point I was mad about it, but I got past that. But I've never been bitter.
Yeah.
No, never.
That's huge. That's huge. Because some people will be like, well, since I'm going through this,
Let me take it out on other
I'm
people.
about to take it out on I'm about to take it out on the world.
Yeah, but I
Ugh.
I show up with smile, with a style and grace, with a smile, no matter what I'm going. I got this pain. I was like, I'm going anyway.
Wow,
You can't
girl.
stop me. Like Nadell be like, you be trying to stop me at every turn, but I'm still standing.
Still standing.
Better than I ever been. Like I feel like that song, like I'm still standing.
Yeah.
I'm still standing.
I love
Like,
that though.
push me down then.
Girl, that's it right there. Just keep going.
I'll just keep going, because this is a life I was given. And I was given another chance, more than enough chances to live it. So I got to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I also do custom logos too, you guys.
Ooh, so there y'all go.
I also do custom logos and business cards and banners and flyers. So yeah.
Did you bring like any examples of your?
I did. I will show you.
Y'all ready?
My
she about to blow your mind.
This is the Art of Healing logo.
Ooh. Y'all see that? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I came up with that when I was in the hospital.
Wow.
It was just
it's
in my
beautiful.
head.
I love the
because
colors.
you can't have art without heart.
Wow.
And that's my lifeline. That's a lifeline in the middle.
That is a good t-shirt.
Yeah.
You cannot have art without heart.
Okay.
Tell her to put that on a shirt.
I also do like tell
put
me
that
I'll
on a
give you a
shirt.
shirt. Call me. I'll give you a shirt. If
wow.
you inbox me or get in touch with me, we'll make it happen.
Yes.
We'll make it happen. So yeah,
I can definitely see you setting up a table at some type of art event and selling those shirts to every artist in the building.
Absolutely.
And like I'm pretty confident that's
confident
that's
that
a pretty,
it'll sell.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
You can't have
that's gonna be hot. Yes.
The art of healing is because healing is important, because when you're going through something, you kind of think like this is the end. It's not the end. I didn't want to accept that it was the end. I was fighting for everything in me and everything in my life not to end. I just was like, no, this can't be right. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I can identify with that. So like I used to ask, why me?
Yeah.
And now it's not why me, it's God, what you got next?
What's next? Because why not me?
Yes, because why not me? Why not me? And I've been through worse.
Absolutely.
So this definitely ain't the end.
I've been through worse.
So if I'm down here, ain't nowhere else to go but up here.
Nowhere else. I came in this world against the odds. I was 1 pound when I was born. And my grandma, little rest her soul, my grandma, my big mama, put me on baby doll clothes and pinned my clothes to a pillow and carried me. I think that's why I be like this all the time. Like, my grandmother already presented me. This is a queen. You're gonna do great things in this world. And she spoke that over my life. And I was so little, but she made sure I was good. And she made sure that I, grew up to be healthy and strong, and that no matter what came against me, she always prayed for me. She's like, I'm going to always be here with you, even when I'm not.
Wow.
And I just always believed that I always believed and knew that she would be.
Yeah.
And all of these things that have been going, I'm like, I know you watching over me. I know you protecting me.
Yes.
So, I got angels.
Yes. That's amazing. So, yeah. Having angels, having your friends and your family tell you, you dope, you doing it. Yeah. I'm supporting you. I got your back. Like
that's important,
all of that.
Because for a long time I didn't have that. I kind of kept it to myself, And I think a lot of my family members didn't even know I was an artist. And then some people were like, you just now becoming an artist? I'm like, where you been? I've been doing this.
Yes, and you can do it whenever you ready to do it.
Yeah,
ain't no age on this.
Yeah, there's no age limit to finding your purpose in the world.
Say it again.
There's no age limit to that, because the problem is some of us worry too much about other stuff versus our own self.
Right.
We worry about so much stuff outside of ourselves that we don't even take time to think about, how do you find your purpose? How do you understand that it's your purpose when you find it?
Exactly.
You got to pray about it. You got to get to a point where you can be quiet and meditate and listen.
Yeah. I was talking to some guests on a previous show. We were talking about what about when you're good at multiple things? How do you know which one is your purpose? What if I can sing? What if I'm a good writer? What if I can dance and I do poetry and I'm good with people and all of these things? And now I've got like a good 10 things that I'm just so good at. How do I know which one that I commit to? Like,
I would
how do
say
you
I would
know?
say the one that you love the most,
The one you love the
that
most.
you would do for free.
Oh, oh,
That's the one.
the one you would do
The
for
one that you would
free.
do for free is what you should be doing,
Okay.
because then it's gonna bring so much abundance to it because you would do it for free.
I like that.
Even though it's worth more, but you would do it for free because you love it so much and
Because
it
you
comes
love it.
from your spirit.
Mm.
That's the one you do.
Tell them, sis.
That's the purpose that you follow.
See?
Yeah, I can do 10 things great. I think I'm a great multitasker. As an Aries, I think I can do 50 things at one time, but I'll be like, my spirit be like, girl, come on now.
Buckle down on this thing.
Sit down. Like one time, this is the honest to God truth. One time I was in the basement getting ready for a show, and I think that I can paint 4 paintings at one time. And I'm just like hyped up on energy drinks, up all night in the basement, like really working on 4 paintings at one time. And I was like, that was crazy. But you know,
but you was zoned in.
It's crunch time.
Yeah.
Crunch time be like the best time for me. I'll be like, you're not gonna ever finish this. Watch me do it. Watch me do it then. Because I even had a piece in the show that was half done and nobody ever knew. They was like, oh my God, it's so amazing. In my head, I was like nervous. This is not even done. I feel like, and it's like the paint was dripping down. It was still wet.
Wow. But somebody saw the beauty in it.
It was like, this is so amazing. So after that show, I took it home and I finished it. And it did turn out to be such. And so I just added the paint that dripped down on it. Mm-hmm. I just kind of like made it fit into the whole thing where it looks like it was on purpose.
Yeah.
Because there's no accidents.
In art.
There's no accidents. There's no wrong thing. There's no accidents.
Yeah. I think that's my favorite thing about art.
Yeah. There's no accidents.
So like, I'm not good at drawing nothing.
So you think. You think that.
I can't draw a thing. I mean, I took art in college.
Yeah.
That was my least favorite class. I was horrible. And I don't know. It could have been the instructor.
Okay.
The instructor. Yeah.
Like, nope.
You know, some people are good at something, but they're not good at teaching it.
Right.
I felt that about my instructor.
Okay.
Like, I felt like he knew what he was doing, but he didn't know how to deliver that to us. So it was some people in the class that just naturally were good at it. And then there were people that, like me, that just was like, okay, I got a paintbrush and we got some colors here and we gonna do something. We don't know what, but we gonna do something.
And sometimes you'll be surprised, like, oh, that was an accident. I didn't even mean that. And that'd be the best thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even, like I will have, this is the best artwork that I've ever done that I didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I just had it in my mind. And this is why I do really big pieces, because I used to be intimidated by the negative space. Mm-hmm. And I would do these little pieces because it felt safe.
Yeah.
And then one day I had this big canvas and I'm like looking at it and I put it in the front hallway so I can look at it when I come in the door underneath the painting I already finished. And it's just looking at me like, ha, you don't even know what to do. I'm like, I don't. So then I moved it to the dining room and I watched it every day. Like it's looking back at me like, and now what? And then one day someone's like, find your sketch pencils and draw on it. And I'm like looking for my sketch pencils everywhere. And I'm go upstairs, I'm running all over the house. I don't know where they are. And some say go in the basement in the laundry room. I'm like, why would it be in the laundry room? In the laundry room was my case with my sketch pencils under some laundry. And I'm like,
wow.
Okay.
That's so random.
Okay. So I put it in the basement and then I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just draw. It turned out to be so dope.
Girl, you gotta teach me how to draw. I don't know how to draw a damn thing, okay? I don't know how to draw a bubble letter, nothing. Wow. You inspired her to do it.
I inspired her because she was feeling away.
Wow.
And I'm like, maybe you should paint about it. Maybe you should just get some colors that you feel a lot about, that you are drawn to. Find some colors that you are drawn to and just don't think about it. Just do it.
See, I think my art was always like just the love of music and just like I always liked to sing. Yeah. I was in like voice lessons when I was a kid. I used to love dancing.
It's all art. It's all a form of art. And that's why I say the art of healing, because you have all these different forms of art.
Yes.
So in my new creative space, I would like to have singing and energy healing and sound bowl therapy and
Yeah.
all of these things that are like healing to our souls that we kind of neglect. Because you think about the basic things when you're healing, you think about medicine and doctors and this. But if somebody had told me years ago that I could have healed myself through my own energy and my own
Your
just
own
my own
creativeness.
creativeness, I would have never had took medicine.
Wow.
Never. I wouldn't have suggested. And now I'll be like, this is V unscripted.
That's amazing.
No medicine required.
Wow.
Because years ago, I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was really sick. And I was like, lies. Like, how all these years, nobody ever told me. And now you're telling me this. And I'm looking at that lady like, lies you tell. The devil is a lie. I don't claim it. Don't speak that on my life.
Never.
And from that, I'm like, at this point, it's a superpower if that's the case. They was like, you need to take medicine, and they're gonna do it. Because when I did take the medicine, let me tell you what I was creating. Nothing.
Yeah, doesn't it like bog you down and make you just feel like you just...
I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't creating anything. I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I can't do this.
And that's not living.
It's
like
not.
You are a survivor, but you don't need to just live your life as, just as surviving. Like,
yeah, I don't want to
you
survive.
don't, yeah, you survived through some things, but you're more than that.
I'm more than that.
You're like my girl Savannah would say, you're a warrior.
I am a warrior.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
a superhero.
yeah. And yes, because you've lived through some things that other people would have folded on. Other people would have given up.
Yeah.
Other people wouldn't have been able to take something that was trying to tear you down and make it into something beautiful that's constantly lifting you up, constantly giving you everything that you need.
Absolutely.
And you're able to give it to other people too. What? You mean to tell me not only can you take care of you can take care of other people through this?
Absolutely.
That's powerful.
What I had to learn was to take care of me first.
Yeah.
That's what I wasn't doing.
That part.
That's the part I had to like, wait a minute. I had to switch it around. So when you change your mindset, you understand if I don't take care of me, nothing can be okay.
Nothing.
Because my kids wouldn't have been okay if I would have had just gave up.
Yeah.
So I had to thought, okay, I got to make sure that I'm alive and well so that they can be well.
Yes.
And I can't do anything for anybody if I'm not okay. And that's in any way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically.
Yeah.
Financially. If you're not okay, you can't help somebody else.
That's true. You can't pour from an empty cup.
No. I just want to now just give from my overflow. This God is going to keep giving to me, give to me so that I can have an abundance of overflow so that I can help other people in all types of ways.
Do an art piece called Overflow. Do an art piece, abundance, overflow, cup overflowing.
That's a great.
Do an art piece with that.
I had a piece called Blood in Abundance.
Oh.
And I actually given it to a good friend of mine for their birthday.
That's
it's actually
nice.
Called Blood in Abundance.
Wow.
And so because you got to go through blood, sweat, and tears. And at this point, I don't even have any tears. And that's for real. Like literally.
Wow.
Like, but I'll feel all the emotions for crying, but no tears don't fall out of my face.
That is wild. Girl, I cry all the time. I'm a big crybaby.
I used to be.
She said, how do I turn off the waterworks?
I don't know.
Girl?
I don't know. One day I don't know. I don't know if me and my doctor trying to figure that out. If it's one of the medications that I had taken or is on, or is it just blocked? So I created a piece called Unblocked Tears.
Wow.
Yeah. So all the things that I create definitely come from my experience of from sick to healing.
Mm-hmm.
From broke to blessed, all these things are part of my life, especially around healing. That's very, very important to me.
Yeah.
So if I can help somebody else to heal the way that God in the universe so awesomely gave this passion for art and healing to me, if I could just help somebody else or give them just a part of it where they can just, they're like, oh, that's amazing. I'm going to be okay now.
Yeah.
So, I'm just, that's just so important to me.
It is important. It's good for your mental health.
It is.
It's just good for your entire self. Yeah. Like you said, and you got kids too, right?
Yeah. I got kids. I got grandkids.
Wow.
So I got my little grandbabies painting now.
I love
my
that.
little one thinks she's a Picasso. She'll try to write on the walls. You gotta watch her.
Gotta watch her.
She threw like $300 worth of paintbrush markers in the toilet.
Ooh, get her.
She'll write on stuff and then she'll be like, ta-da. No. It's not okay.
You said that's not what I wanted you to do.
That's not what I want you to do. so like I'm in the kids are now wanting to be artists and they want to sing and they want to draw, and they want to paint, so I think that's amazing.
My 11-year-old and my 7-year-old love to draw.
Yeah.
Like my 11-year-old, her name's Siri. She's so good.
That's
yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you. She is so good. Like she can draw anime characters from scratch.
See?
She just draws them.
And nobody ever taught her.
Nobody ever taught her.
Okay, so this is the thing. People's like, what do you mean nobody ever taught you? God showed me. I don't know. Yep. I don't know what to tell you. If it's something in you and you just had and God put it in you, it's gonna come out.
It's coming out.
It's gonna come out. And then when you nurture it and you do, you just keep going, it's just gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
Nobody, formal art training. I'm not talking against it. It is great. People have that. But nobody taught me.
Yeah.
Nobody taught me this passion and love of art. Nobody taught me how to draw. I'm trying to tell you, it just came to me one day when I needed it the most. Wow. And I can't help but to believe that it was already in me. I just didn't know. Mm-hmm. But it came out in a time that I needed it the most.
Yeah.
So kids are drawing. That is a great thing because they don't even, their minds, that's even better if as a kid. If I had started this as a child, ain't no telling where I'd be.
No telling at all. Not at all.
Telling where I'd be.
Oh, but I know you on the road to amazing things. Like you've already done so much, and you've already contributed so much.
I just had a piece that was in the auction last month. It's called "She Is," and it's for a great foundation called Beyond Beauty for Survivors.
Ooh.
So Kelsey Hill, shout out to Kelsey Hill. She
shout out.
Has a organization where she helps women and children against sex trafficking.
Wow.
And it's in Uganda. And so this piece is called "She Is." Wow. And it was in their auction.
Oh my God. Guys, can y'all see this? Oh my God. We're going to have to put this in the comments. This is beautiful, guys. It says create. It says thrive. It says protect. It says strength. And this is very abstract. This is beautiful.
Yeah. So that's my version of 3 generations of women and strength and power, creativity, and how we thrive and we protect everybody, but we forget to protect ourselves. Wow. So that's where I'm at.
I love this. Yes, hold that on up. Wow.
I hope you guys can see this.
That is so beautiful.
So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at, And
I
so
love that be in your brain. It's just crazy to think about. It's in your brain, and you just use your fingers to make it.
Right.
That is so dope. Like I wish I could do that.
Want to hear something real strange about this piece? When I was creating it, I was originally creating it for these ladies in their group, and they gave me a sketch to kind of go off of what someone had did, and then they just left and never finished. So they kind of like, well, we need you to create this, but in your own way, in your own version of
this
3 generations.
Okay.
Of and I'm like, okay. So I did it their way, and they were like, we like it, but we want to see your way. And so when I created it, it was like, well, we're just kind of looking for something else. Okay, no worries. Just pay me for the work I did, and I have no problem.
Yeah.
No problem. So, and I was like, this is going to be so much greater than what they meant it for. So it got to be in an auction for a great,
oh my God,
great reason. And so as I finished it, I was like, and then when Kelsey said that she needed a piece for this, I'm like, okay, let me finish it and put it in this auction because it deserves to be there.
Yeah.
And she is strong. She is creative. She is going to thrive. She's going to protect herself and others.
Wow.
And have the strength enough to do it.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And when I was fixing it and creating it and drawing this bumblebee, there was a bee came out of nowhere just flying around the house. Just a bee. And I'm like, everybody's looking. She was there.
Wow, you were there.
My daughter's like, we're looking, and my daughter, we're all looking like, what and it was like, you know how bees are, they like buzz, 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 buzz. It was just like flying around, and she opened the window and it just calmly flew out. I was like, what the?
Ooh,
Okay, did I just manifest a bee?
you manifested a bee. You
I just,
manifested a bee. Wow.
did I just,
Oh my God.
I was like, but this Apple Pencil was a magic wand. Like, did I just?
And so you was inspired though by that bee.
Yeah,
Because the movement of a bee, the sound of a
because
bee,
you know,
the beauty of a bee.
bees are they create so much, and they watch over everything and everything in the hive.
Yeah.
They protect it, they create it.
Yeah.
You know,
Honey. Honey, they make honey.
they strong.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then I got 333, the Trinity. So, you know, we are all a part of this universe. We're all connected, and everything is connected. Even
Mhm.
bees, even, you know, especially ladies. I don't want to be like, you know, we're connected to everything. We're
Yeah.
like the divine, you
Yeah.
know. And so I think, like, if I can manifest a bee out of thin air, what else could I do? And that was just creepy to me for a long time. And I was like, if I had a saw it by myself, I would have been like, I would have been telling my doctor, like, literally, I thought I created a bee and it flew around, and it'd have been looking at me like, did you cut? I wasn't the only one who saw it.
You wasn't the only one.
I'm not
I'm
crazy.
glad, because now you got the story to tell,
This really happened.
and you got a whole witness.
2 witnesses. So I wasn't losing my mind. I wasn't high or nothing.
Wow.
This is for real. Really happened. And I'm like, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
That happened. And so I just think, like, part of me used to hide away, you know, and now I'm out in front. And, you know, when I go places, people will be like, sometimes people will be like trying to touch me, and I'm like, don't touch me. It's so weird.
Yeah.
People try to touch me. You know, I'm kind of weird about that.
I'm the same way, except for I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
That's the only
It
thing.
depends. I'm a hugger, but if you ain't got good energy,
If you don't got, I'm not hugging you either. I'm not either. I'm
not touching your hand. I'm not doing anything.
That thing. Yeah.
Mm.
That's it right there. Like,
That's
if I feel you got good energy, like, I'm definitely gonna give you a hug. But if you give me kind of like, sometimes people, you can't read them that well. You try to read them.
I can't. But it listen.
She said, but you won't get past me.
I'm a shenanigan inspector. Trust me, you won't get past me. I'll be like, it's a no. This is a VIP section. You can't even get in. Like, it's a no. go try that with somebody else, because it's a no.
Oh, man.
A lady a demon one day. Like,
you called a lady a demon?
Yeah. And she was touching me. She's like, that's
God.
a nice jacket. You should give it to me. I said, I know you're not touching. I said, unhand me, demon.
Oh my God.
She really did.
Ooh.
And I said, oh, no, you ain't touching me. And then the man that was with her goes, well, normally when she says that to people, it works. I said, your spells don't work on me, demon. I said, look, she probably got a spell on you right now.
Ooh,
that don't work on me. You don't touch me. And my sister said, I think we need to go. I think so, because I pushed her down.
For sure. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've been in spaces where I had really good energy. I was happy to be there. Yeah. I was ready to meet people, ready to network, just ready to have a good time. And then I get bumped by several different people.
And you feel it.
And I feel the bumps, and I can feel the transfer of different energy. Now I'm a little grumpy.
Yep.
And now I don't want to be here.
And now you ready to go.
And I'm ready to go.
And you don't even, I was just,
and I don't even know why. Yeah. And I do know that people was bumping me. And I know when they was bumping me, it was pissing me off. Yeah. But I didn't understand the concept of what it was. Yeah.
See, that's one thing that I've come to learn on this journey is about energy is important.
Yeah.
It's important to protect your energy. It's important to protect your mental health and your well-being. And your energy is very important, because just as well as people can feel that you have good energy, people want to cipher it.
Yeah, they want some.
They just want some. Oh, again, there people be like, oh, can I touch it? No.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. You know, some people, I'm like, I'm okay with it. But some people, I was like, don't do that. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I spent a long time working on me and healing me and you know, in therapy. I spent a lot of years in therapy. And, you know, us as Black people, we don't think that therapy is important. We think that it's crazy, and we think that it's for other people
Mhm.
when we need it the most.
Yeah. You know what I think that comes from though too? I think it comes from the whole like what happens in this house stays in this house
Absolutely,
mentality.
absolutely,
That's where
absolutely.
that comes
And it
from.
comes from just like sweeping stuff under the rug
Yep.
and acting like it never happened.
Yep.
And then you become an adult and you got to deal with some stuff that somebody told you to shut up about, like it
Yeah.
never happened.
And you know, when you get older, you start to realize like I'm not connected to who I used to be
No,
connected to.
that's right.
And the reason is because I purposely disconnected myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even like you needed to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a subconscious thing where
Absolutely.
now you find yourself disconnected because because that person reminds you of that trauma
Mm-hmm.
or that time in your life that you are trying to forget or that
Absolutely.
time that you are healing from and you don't
Absolutely.
want to go back there.
Absolutely.
And so, and some people are probably wondering, like, okay, well, what happened is you're not good for me, and I know that,
And they know that.
and they know, and you want to pretend like it's all good, and it's not all good, and I'm not about to pretend with you.
Listen,
I'm not about to pretend.
don't you misunderstand energy for 1 second.
Yeah,
If you know that you have good energy and that people are attracted to your light, people who don't have good energy, they know it.
yeah, they know.
And they know that you have good energy and they want to thrive on your energy and like just absorb it so they to fuel whatever they want to fuel.
Mhm.
And they know that they're not good for you, but they don't want you to know.
They don't want you to
They
know.
don't want you to know that they're not good for you.
Right.
They want you to stay and they'll do the bare minimum just to stay connected to you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is.
But you are 100% right.
It is. And I've learned so much. And and sometimes even in spiritual gatherings, you still have to be careful about people.
Yeah.
You can't think that they're so good just because they pray.
Yeah.
Or just because they go to church. Everybody should not pray for you and everybody should not be touching you.
That's true. You're right about
So
that.
I've come to know that because I used to lock myself away and I used to be trapped inside of myself for years.
Wow.
That piece is called hide and seek. And I used to be trapped inside of myself for years.
Wow, this is beautiful.
And I found my way out. This piece is called hide and seek.
Wow, guys, look at that. Wow, that's so dope. It's an eye.
And it's me inside.
And you're
of it.
inside.
I'm inside of it, watching everything go on.
Oh,
watching my life go.
That's how it feels.
Exactly.
I identify with that. That's how it feels.
I showed this to somebody the other day and she started crying.
Oh my
She said, "Oh my God, that is exactly how I feel." I said, "You
Wow.
want to talk about it?" She, I'm really good at that. I'm like, that's what my art is. It helps other people identify with how they feel or how they felt, or it helps somebody be like, "Hey, I understand this," or I won't say the name of it, or I'll show it to somebody and they'll start telling me how they feel about it, and then in the midst of it, they'll say the name.
Wow.
And I'm like, and I ain't even had to tell you that.
And you like, that's exactly what I wanted you to get.
Exactly what I wanted you to feel.
Yes.
So I'm not trapped anymore, though. I'm on the other side of this.
But you get to tell your story.
And I get to tell my story, and I get to help other people come out. Like, you don't have to hide. This piece is called hide and seek. It's like I had played a really good game of hide and seek, and nobody ever found me.
Yeah.
But what I realized one day when I was in therapy, that I never gave myself permission to come out.
Woo.
That's it.
Therapy is powerful. It really can help you through.
Therapy is powerful. One day I was sitting there and she ripped the Band-Aid off of the shenanigans that was my life. The pain, the sickness, all of it. She said, if you don't stand up and fight for your own life, you're going to die. Because at that point, I was clearly over-medicated, lethargic. And it's been 9 years since I've been off of pain medication.
Wow, I'm so happy for you.
9 years, and I don't want to go back to it. When I be having pain, I'll be like, don't give me no medicine. Just let's figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to
Let's
that.
find the root cause of this so we can get it gone.
Yeah. And so, like I said, the me now would have never suggest anybody to take medicine unless it's absolutely necessary. And I'm just saying that's for me. I'm not telling other people not to take medicine. I'm saying if I had known what I know now, I would have never had taken it. I would have
Yeah.
never been on those pain meds, and it was like way too much. They don't care that it's too much.
Right. They don't
They
care.
don't care that you're over medicated. It costs a lot of money for them to this. They make a lot of money off of you being sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sick. I want to be healed so I can help heal other people.
Amen.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's it.
I remember when I was dealing with after I had my kids, and I don't know if anybody else can identify with this, but after you have your kids and they're still newborns, you go through like that like stress. It's like stress, and then you start to feel a little bit of depression. Well, when I went to my doctor, I was telling him, like, I just been feeling a little bit stressed. I've been feeling depressed some days, feeling like, like it's too much going on and I can't get a hold of it myself, or I have no control. And the first thing they want to do is prescribe some antidepressants.
Exactly.
And what did we say? This could cause suicidal thoughts and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that.
Why would I want to take something that's going to give me suicidal thoughts if I'm already saying I'm not okay?
Exactly. But you're not about to give me that.
This society makes it hard to say you're not okay.
Yep.
But it's okay not to be okay as long as you don't stay there.
Right. That's the thing. Is it's okay to acknowledge your feelings? It's okay to acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to work through them,
Yeah.
And however long that takes you.
Don't get trapped inside.
But don't get trapped.
Because I was trapped.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that it was not okay. It wasn't okay not to be okay. For that long, it's like people were just like, oh, patting me on the head. And it's just like I could just watching everything go on. It's like the movie reel. One piece wasn't connected and it keeps showing the same scene over and over and over. That's how I felt.
Wow.
And I felt like my family was just like in a delusion, like, oh, you're gonna be okay. It's okay. I wasn't okay.
And people be like, pray about it.
Pray about it.
And it's like, I will, and I know God gonna find a way, but
at the moment when
you need something right there, right now. Yeah. And I get what people mean when they say it, but there's something in my control, and I know that there's something in my control. I just need to figure out what it is. Absolutely. And I need to do it because God can only work through me if I'm working too.
Yes. What they say? Don't they say faith without works is dead?
Exactly.
Because if God is putting something in you, but you're not working on it yourself, because it's personal for me now. Because the old me didn't know how to work on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That's why I said therapy is very important. It's one of the best things I ever did in my life. And my family thought you a crazy person. Okay. But what would have been crazy is if I knew I needed help and I didn't do it. That was crazy because I got 3 little kids to take care of. Crazy would have been going through the same thing every day, knowing I wasn't okay, and still just sitting here like, it's okay. No,
it's not.
Because I was further from okay. And if I'm not okay, then whatever I'm feeling, it rubs off onto them.
Yep.
Then when they grow up, they're like, I always had this feeling of whatever, and it's not even theirs. It's not ever their. It's not their pain. It's not their emotions. It's not even what they've been through. But so many times we pick up other people's stuff because we feel like we can help them. But then we'll exchange, we'll pick up on all of their energy, and then we'll feel away, and we don't even know why we're feeling this way. A lot of times we have all this pain and this sickness and these emotions that don't even belong to us.
That's true.
Return to sender.
That's true right
Give
there.
Give it back. I don't want it.
Oh, that's true.
It don't even belong to us. And so once I started realizing that, you'll start to heal. And then I started to becoming the divine being that I was sent here to be.
That's beautiful. Yes. Oh, we got some comments up there. Oh, we got a lot of comments. Hello, Ray Brown. Thank you for tapping in. Hi. Yes, protect your energy, sweeping it under the rug, and then you realize. Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you so much for tapping in.
Thank you so much.
That
tap in, right?
Yeah, this is what we do. This is what we do on the show. Is we bring guests who have purpose. We bring guests who want to help other people through their stories, through their experiences. Yeah. Look, you already helping folks.
See, that's my job. Then you know what?
Yeah.
Then I feel even better about, even though I had every reason not to show up. Oh, I had this pain. I was like, you know what? The devil is a liar.
Mhm.
And so many times I persevere through things because I know it's just something trying to keep me back or put me back in a space where I'm locked in
Yeah.
or I'm trapped. Never, never,
Yeah.
never. I'm free.
You
I'm
are
free.
free.
You know what? That's it.
And that's priceless.
It's priceless. Once you become like, I'm free. I'm a divine being. God made me free. And I don't have to go through any of this pain and things like, yeah, you're going to go through stuff, but it's different now.
Yeah.
Now I ain't scared about it because I know I'm gonna be okay. I'm not like, crying about it, even though sometimes I can cry about stuff. And I just be like, I'll feel all the emotions of crying, but the tears don't fall out of my face.
Mhm.
And I know when I feel other people's emotions and sadness and things, like it'll make me feel away. It makes me feel heavy. And I feel sad. I'm like, this don't belong to me. So when I go home, I need to ground myself.
Mhm.
I gotta take a shower and meditate and ground
Ooh,
myself.
that's the thing for me too. I love the shower.
The shower, if you ever out and you're around a lot of people, when you go home,
Shower it
take a shower.
off.
And kind of like a cool, not so wild.
Yeah.
You kind of like, and then you play some meditation music and you ground yourself and then you wash it away because it don't belong to you.
It doesn't.
Otherwise, you're gonna carry it out. You're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna dream about it. It's gonna become a thing.
Yep.
It don't belong to you.
That's true.
So that's a lot of the things that we carry, other people's emotions and feelings and baggage and pain. I don't want it.
I don't want it either. I'm with you. I don't want it either. Oh, well, this
And
is.
so then you start to just smile every day. Even when you're going through stuff, you got to show up with style and grace, with a smile on your face. And it's going to be okay because I know it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I know that God is guiding me in the right direction. I know that this all happened for a reason. Even me being in the hospital, that all happened because look what I came up with.
Yeah.
And I created a business plan about it and everything.
Wow.
So I know it's all for a reason. I'm on this journey for a reason. And so it's for me to help other people.
Yeah. Have you gone any other places with your art, or have you just been in Milwaukee?
I have just been in Milwaukee so far because, like I said, a lot of it I did when I was sick and I wasn't showing it to anybody.
Okay.
I've only really just began to show the world within the last 4 years.
Wow.
And I know that sounds crazy. Like I've been in the show one other time and I really only began to be out in the front like the last 4 years of this.
Wow. I can't wait to see what else you do.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Because it's just the beginning then. If that's the case, you just started.
Right. It's never any, it's always a beginning.
Yeah.
It's always a beginning of something new, especially every situation that you come into. It gives me more what's the word I'm looking for?
Clarity.
More clarity and more vision to see what I need to create next. And if like I said, I'll dream about it and it'll be on my mind. It'll stay on me until I'll be like, okay, like I'll get up at 3:00 in the morning and get to drawing something. If it's something on my mind, it won't leave me alone. Okay. Like I'll go outside and everything is around me. It's like, what? Messages everywhere. Things I'm like, okay. I see it. I'll see numbers. I'll see signs. I'll see images. And then people just come up to me out of nowhere. And I'll be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. God, I get it. I get it. Like someone said to me, you should become a minister. I said, do we have a minister of arts? Because I don't think they do. I think I should be the first one.
Hey, I was just about to say, hey, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think
the minister of arts. Why not?
I think it's a spiritual journey. And a lot of people don't know that they can create and heal and thrive through art. And
I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go.
Make it happen. Yeah.
The minister of arts. And it's called the art of healing. And I think that that's just the beginning.
That's your congregation.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's different.
Yeah, I was like, somebody's like, you should be a minister. And I was like, I don't think God called me to do that. But then again, art is a ministry.
It is.
Yeah, and I already have a platform. And I think that God is going to bless me with my own space. I'm praying about it.
It's coming.
It's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Ever since that day I was in the hospital, it was like this, and this. And then when I got out and I was like, hey, I'm working on my business plan to a friend of mine who's a realtor. He was like, send it to me. I got you. No worries.
When you think about your own space, what do you visualize? What is like your dream
That's a good
space?
question. I just visualize these beautiful lights.
Yeah.
Like in my house, I got all of these blinged out light fixtures. And everything is listen, everything is sparkly and crystals and blinged out. That's just a part of who I am.
Yeah.
I think everywhere I go, I leave glitter and sparkles and sequins.
I like that.
It's like magic.
Yes. Hey, I'm okay with that.
Sequins all in my house in the car.
So she be leaving a trail behind.
Every day. I went to the doctor's office. You go to the doctor's office, you take off your shoe or whatever. The lady's like, I'm take off my shoe, and then glitter and sequins fall out. And I was like, the lady's like, oh my God, your hat's shiny, you're shiny. I'm like, I'm shiny. I was like, it's like magic. If everywhere I go, I just leave sparkles and glitter. I'm a fairy.
I was just thinking Tinkerbell does. She just as soon as she get to flying around, she get to sprinkling that fairy dust everywhere. Yes, I was just thinking that. That's
that girl says, I'm a fairy.
Yes, shout out to Maya P. Yes.
I'm a fairy.
That's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about.
Energy of sparkle and healing dust, and amazingness is just like, it's just a part of me.
Yeah.
And like when I said, the girl said she's a fairy,
period.
My sis bought me a crown for my birthday. My sis bought me a crown, and all day I'm just going here like, I'm a fairy.
I love that.
Magic.
It is.
Art is healing for our souls, and it's magical if you let it. Like, it just seems like so like magical, mystical for me. Like, I love magic.
Yeah.
And I think that everything that I create and touch is magic, and there's an essence of me in there. There's a essence of me in every piece of artwork that I do. And I believe that if I become a minister of arts and learn energy healing, that I could put the love frequency or the healing energy inside every piece. I think that, I don't know if anybody's ever done that. I just think, to me, it seems like a good idea. And that's another thing will be in my space, energy healing.
Okay.
Energy healing and sound bowl therapy and tuning forks and anything that's healing, all things healing. So I got a group of friends. I call them my superhero friends.
Yeah.
Because when you was little, you used to play superhero with your friends.
Yeah.
And now I'm grown up and I have real superhero friends who know energy healing, who know sound therapy, who know Reiki, who know things about herbs and natural healing.
Yeah.
I actually really have some really great people in my life.
Wow.
Wow. I can't always say that, but I actually have great people in my life who are all about healing, and then they love on me and they help me to heal and to grow more and to see who I am as a person and step out in the front and be the leader.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the really hard part for me, because I was like, oh.
That matters so much, though.
It matters. Step out in the front and really be who you are against all odds, against everything that you've been through, and tell people, like, it ain't over till it's over.
Right.
It's not over.
It's
not over.
That part.
What the world say, oh yeah, you're done. No, I'm not done.
Never.
I'm still here. I'm not, even when my time comes to transition to whatever the next phase of my life is, because people will be like, oh, when you die, energy never dies. And my energy is powerful.
Yeah. I hate the word die.
I don't, right?
I don't like the word die.
I don't like it.
I feel like it.
Transition.
I like transition.
It
sounds a little bit more.
Because die sounds so permanent, right?
Yeah, it does. I don't like die. Die sounds like the end. Bye-bye. I don't like it.
But how is it ever the end?
And it's not.
It's not. I don't think so.
No, because you're continuing.
Might not agree with me.
I feel like you're always living through something and someone.
Because let me tell you what, and I get to see in real time me living through someone else, because my grandkids, they have my whole face.
Wow.
They have my whole and one of them is just like completely like me. I was like, wow. And my kids, so then I get to carry that essence on to my kids, and then my grandkids have it, and then all my artwork and people that I touch and people that I love and people that come to be my family.
Yeah.
People who come to be my friends, I touch everything and everybody. I'm a fairy.
You a fairy.
Those sprinkles like on everything.
Yes.
And
She
so
got magic.
I think that I was nervous about this for nothing.
You
Because I was like,
was.
I was nervous. I was sweating. I'm like, I'm nervous. And I was like, why are you nervous for? You've been interviewed before. I remember the first time I was ever interviewed, all the words were like blah, blah, blah. I
That
don't
was
know
because it was the first
what I'm
time.
talking about.
It was the first
And then I
time.
got interviewed at Brownsville Days and the Painting Live, and I got turned into a tweet. And I was like, period. Then I got interviewed by Spectrum and some other places, and I'm just like, okay, I'm a pro at this now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that you are so just so genuinely you.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't have to prepare.
No,
you don't have to do anything.
Listen, when
you already know what it is.
You already listen, when you've literally been through everything that could kill you, and you still here and you still shining, you get to just show up as your authentic self
Exactly.
now. Because so long ago, I had created all of these different parts of me to survive, and then when I go back and look, because when I wear like people always like on me about my haircut, I'll be like, don't worry about it. Everybody can't wear this. You know, I remember when I was modeling, I cut all my hair off because I was really sick and I had kidney failure and my hair was falling out.
Wow.
And I was trying not to show people. So I was wearing all these wigs and addicted to fingernails and weaving all this. And I was like, you know what? I don't want it. One day I just cut it all off. I dyed it red, put a design on the side, and I was like, girl, where you been? I was waiting for you to, like, wait a minute. This is me. This is real me.
Wow.
I don't want all this other stuff. And I had to create those things to survive when I needed them, but I don't no longer need it.
Yeah.
So I just need to just show up as Virginia Gibson.
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
So that's it.
Wow. Well, this is powerful. This has been a great time with you. We got Ray saying magic baby. She said fairy. That's love. She says, yes, come on now. So sister, count me in.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes. I love it. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate you. Your energy is coming through the screen.
Right. Somebody be telling me that when I'm on TikTok. Like, I can feel your energy through the screen. I'll be like, period.
Take some more.
Take it. You know, that's what I do with people when they don't like me. I'll be like, take this.
Take a little bit extra.
A little bit. Next time I see you, you better not be having that sour lemon face. I'm like, you mad? You woke up this morning.
Man.
I'm grateful.
Some people, that's what you know what? I don't like that either. Some people, they sulk in that.
For what?
Like, ooh, it's just not a good look.
Say,
yes, I'm loving this.
Yes. You know, you guys, thank y'all so much because I was like, and I know you, like we talked before.
Yeah.
And I remember that day you was like, we're going to have to get you on where you can talk. Because it was just a brief moment that I needed to talk.
Yeah.
And the mic was like hot. And I was like excited. But I was working at the same time, you know, looking at me like, you working? You talking too much now, you work.
It was hard to do everything.
It was hard to do, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy part is I worked hard. And I think that I've learned a lot there and I worked hard, you know, and I had heard that somebody said to me that somebody had said about me that I was sitting down a lot during the process I was working. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna even comment on that because that's crazy. I'm not even gonna
She said that's
gonna
crazy.
be like, you said, listen, I don't even care.
Right.
Because I know that I worked hard.
Yeah.
I know that I put all my heart into it. And I love that place.
Yeah.
Like I loved it and it served me a great purpose in my life.
Yeah.
And it has sent me to this next level because had I ever been there, I might not be right here. I might not have.
That's the thing.
I'm not, the art of healing wouldn't be alive. It wouldn't be becoming a thing. You know, I would have never been able to birth it.
Yeah.
You know, it is like this process, you know, of premature or whatever. It's been in this process and now it's ready to be born.
Yeah.
And if I had never went there, I would have never been here. I would have never found that part of me that needs to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful for everything that I've been through.
Yes.
Even
amen. Amen. Even the bad parts, good and bad, we got to take it all.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
And I think Ray, you need her pages again. Can you drop that information
Facebook,
again for her?
I am Canvas by Giovanna. If you can look under Virginia Gibson, but for some reason You have to go Canvas by Giovanna, and you're gonna see me. You're gonna see my face. You're gonna see me. You know. And on Instagram is Canvas by Giovanna in the number 9. On TikTok is Canvas by Giovanna. So
yes. Make sure you follow.
And you can always see my artwork at Greenwood Park Gallery and Framing.
Yes.
At 4233 West Farm Black.
Pull up.
Yes.
You know,
somebody was looking for me to do an art piece, and they Googled me, and they saw that I did an interview with the gallery, and they called the gallery to look for me, and I answered the phone.
Wow.
So tell me God don't be working in
God
my
works.
face.
God working.
God be working in my face like, oh my God's gonna call them and ask about you. And I said, girl, I'm right
here. What you need? What you want?
And
she said, because you know you work hard, and they do too. Some people try to project. Yeah.
And that's okay. Sometimes people want me to turn my light down. They be like, oh my God, it's way too much. I know one day I was so full of light and love and energy. I was just like calling everybody I know and just like wanted to like spread love on them. My brother was like, oh my God, what is no, go, no, just no, it's too much. And he hung up. So then I called my nephew. He said, I'm so glad you called. I was going through something. I said, I'm here to love on you. I'm here to shine on you. And my daughter was like, go to bed. It's just way too much. I said, it's okay. Somebody needed me that day.
Right.
Y'all want me to love on y'all. Somebody needed my nephew was like, thank you for calling me. Because I needed you. I didn't even know I needed you.
Wow. So, that's how it be. It be like that.
Sometimes my energy is way too much for people.
Yeah, and people tell you things like, why you smile so much, or why you always so happy. And it's like,
spirit is happy.
It's like, what? Did you just ask me why I smile and why I'm always happy?
Somebody asked me that before. I'm like coming out of CVS or something, and I had like these balloons or something we were doing. And the lady's like, why you so happy? I said, why you not?
Right. Why you not?
You woke up this morning and I'm celebrating somebody. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, ma'am? You have a blessed day. She just got in her car grumpy. I said, be well.
Be well.
Be well. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. That is it.
That's it.
That's it.
I need you around me more often.
When somebody is so agitated with you, you just tell them to be well. Be happy, be well, be safe.
Yes.
Be safe, because as nice as I am, people be misunderstanding. They misunderstand me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, don't get pushed down though.
Because people take your kindness for weakness.
They try that all the time.
Why you said why you so mad? You need a hug? And yes, they want to dim your light.
Yeah. Or
look at that.
They just want to absorb your energy for their own whatever reasons.
Yeah.
They never want to pour back into you. They just want to take. Someone said to me the other day, never be satisfied with takers in your life.
Oh.
Because they will just take.
And they have no limits.
They have no limits. And they only want to give the bare minimum just to stay in your space.
Yep.
But they don't really care.
They don't care.
They just only care about what you can give to them.
Yep.
So, sometimes you got to step back.
That's true.
And look at the big picture. And so for the big picture, it's a masterpiece.
Yes.
Like it's literally like I've been drawing my own journey from the beginning when I started. It's literally like I've been drawing everything that's been happening.
Wow. Everything just unfolding.
It's just unfolding. And now it's coming alive. It's like, it should be a book. It should be this. It should be that. I'm like, I need an agent at this point. Next
thing you know.
Things it could be, let's make it happen. Like, this should be this. This should be all of these things. Like, I need an agent.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Girl.
Thank all of you.
Yes, thank y'all
and
so
thank
much.
You to my sister for always being my supporter, and straightening my crown. Like, I've heard of people like, girl, let me straighten your crown. She literally bought me a crown.
She said, I'm gonna show you what you made of.
Yeah, because 2 years ago when I first met her, it was my birthday, and I wanted a crown. And all they had was like plastic ones. She's like, girl, I was like, girl, no. She said, oh, I see you a high maintenance friend. So she literally bought me a crown, and it's got red rubies on it. It's my favorite.
Oh, it sounds beautiful.
It was just like Girl, I'm the queen of the fairies.
I know that's right. Queen of the fairies. I love it.
So,
You are special. Oh,
yeah, she's very
y'all
special.
dope. Y'all
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. Wherever I go, she go. Like wherever I'm going, God blessing me, I'm blessing her. That's how it works.
That's how it's supposed to
God be a blessing
go.
to other people, and I'm grateful for her in my life.
Wow. I love that.
Yes, first.
That's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Y'all could teach some people about friendship. Not everybody
Yeah, you gotta be
understands it.
man. Listen. That's the thing because if you don't know how to be a friend, then you can't expect nobody to be your friend.
Exactly.
And if you don't know how to be a good person, how are you gonna have other great people?
Yep.
Because I have learned you have to be the person that you're asking other people to be.
Oh, tell them.
without, without that, I don't know. I just don't know what you're gonna do. Even in relationships, in friendships, if you're not the kind of person that you are asking someone else to be, you're never gonna have that.
You're never gonna have it.
No, and I got great friends now. Especially a lot of them are women. Over the years, I have never had this many great women in my life.
You know what? I feel like that's the same space I'm in right now. I've never had this many great women around me that pour back into me,
Yes.
that understand me,
Yes.
That want the best for me.
Literally want
That
the
part.
best for you and don't want nothing in return.
Yep.
But just to see you do well.
Yep.
And just to see you show up and be your authentic self.
Yep.
Like I just want to see you be you.
Yeah, I want to see you work the room. I want to see you in your element.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to come by.
It is.
And it can take forever.
I think it comes,
But it's good.
when you learn to be that.
Yeah.
That's when it comes.
Yeah.
When you least expect it, when you work on yourself and you learn to be the kind of person that you want other people to be in your life, then that's when the people will come.
That's when it happens.
Start, especially the ladies. I'm like, I never had this many awesome sisters. Like I asked for a sister when my sister got sick. I asked for a better relationship with my sister. And so God started sending me sisters.
Wow.
I asked for a sister. God sent me sisters. Oh, you want sisters?
Here you go.
Here you go.
And you're going to actually be able to call them that. And it means exactly what you said.
Exactly.
I've
been calling her sister since day one. We've been sisters since she pulled up with somebody else. And that person is not in my life anymore, but she is. And I'm like, that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, because you just never know. Like why people come around, you never know. And some people have trauma when it comes to like trying to build friendships and things in the past. But like when you could just let all that go and just say, okay, I'm gonna actually get to know you for you. I'm gonna actually share this vulnerable piece of me with you and give you that. And if we can do that together, then we locked in.
I think that's because people think vulnerability is
weakness,
but it's so powerful.
It is.
It's so powerful. Once you learn to be vulnerable, you are unbothered.
Yep, untouchable.
Untouchable, unbothered. Nobody can like touch you and be like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm good.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Once you learn to be vulnerable and you learn to show up as yourself, everything just falls into place.
I agree. That's a good message. That's a good note. So y'all take heed to that. This was a very, very wonderful time.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you had the energy to make it today.
Yeah, because I was never gonna let. I want to say I was gonna let a devil in hell stop me. Like no, like all my life I've been had to fight this.
Yeah.
Like okay, and watch tomorrow my neck won't hurt at all. I won't have this pain at all. I'll be like, I knew it. I knew. And now I be knowing. So I'm great. I was gonna go no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, and you did, and we had a really good time today. And everybody tells me that when they come. They always tell me they're nervous.
I think even when I get interviewed again on somewhere else, I think I'm gonna initially be nervous.
Yeah.
And then until I start walking, even when I was modeling, I would always be nervous right before I get on my spot, right before I started walking. And I hear my music come on. As soon as I start walking, no nervousness.
No nervous.
Right before then, I can feel like, I was like, oh my God. And then as soon as I hear the music, as soon as I get on the X, I'm gone.
I used to be like that every time I recorded.
Yeah,
I used to get nervous. I used to feel like I needed to be over prepared.
Yeah.
I used to think I needed a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But then I learned, just from doing it. just
Yeah.
from doing it. Hey, you just got to get out there, be you,
Yeah.
have a good conversation with people, let them be them.
Yeah.
And naturally, all the things just come together. It all flows together.
Absolutely.
I don't have to have a million questions
Yeah.
because we going to have a dope organic conversation.
Mhm.
And whatever I got to ask you, I'm just going to ask you in that moment.
It's
Yeah.
kind of funny because I kind of had prepared some stuff to say,
Yeah.
but I ain't say any of that stuff.
She said, I didn't even need it.
I was thinking like I need notes. I don't need no. How do you need notes to talk about yourself? I don't.
Nope.
Yeah. I have planned some notes to talk about the art of healing, but it is part of me.
Yeah.
It's part of me. So
yeah,
and it's been wait. It's time. It's been waiting to have its moment of entrance. So
Mhm.
it's coming.
It's coming. So y'all be looking out for more works from Miss Virginia Gibson.
Hey.
Okay. Y'all keep y'all eyes peeled. Make sure y'all pop into was it Greenwood
Park.
Greenwood Park.
Yeah, pop
Yeah.
to Greenwood Park and ask to see my artwork.
Yes, go ask and see.
I can't personally give you a tour anymore because I don't work there. But if you called me, if you live in Milwaukee, I'll personally go with you. How about that?
Yes, and it's off Burleigh and Sherman, right?
Sherman and Fond du Lac.
Sherman and Fond du Lac. Okay, Sherman and Fond du Lac.
It's in the Sherman. Yeah.
Yep. So it's not far, guys. It's right here in the city.
Fond du Lac and Sherman. Yeah.
Go.
You know what?
Just
it's
go.
Right next to Serenity.
Yeah.
Right next to Serenity. You can't miss it.
Yep.
It's a great place. It's a hidden gem. It's been there for 20 years.
Yep.
It's a really great place. It's a very family-oriented place. How they started out as a framing shop, it has evolved into a full gallery and event space.
Yes.
Beautiful place to be.
Yes. Very inspiring place to go. If you're looking for new pieces for your home, I highly recommend it. Get you some amazing artwork from Virginia.
Like artwork.
Yes.
It's a great place to be in. It is for local artists. They support local artists, and it's a Black-owned art gallery. So it's a very great place to go. They give the best tours.
There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah. So we gonna see you again. I'm gonna actually be here. There you go.
You will see me again.
Yes. It's gonna be some stuff coming, some projects, and we can't wait.
Some things coming. You will see me again. You know.
I love it.
Be looking for me wherever you see the glitter in the.
Be looking for the fairy.
You'll see me like that's that one lady with all the glitter in the sparkles. I see people outside. They'll be like, "I know you. I saw you. I saw you on TV." I was like, "Indeed."
I love that. Right. I do love your energy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.
And guys, if you are not following me quite yet, please do so. On Instagram, you can find me at minding_my_own podcast. You can also find me on YouTube at Minding My Own Podcast with Kenda. And if you are not quite yet following me on Facebook, you can find me at Kenda Qualman. All right. So y'all tap in. I got amazing guests. Like I said, people who come on this show actually have purpose. They've figured it out. They figured out what they want and they're working towards those things. And that's huge for me. I think that's huge. That's who I want on this show. So if you or somebody is a creative entrepreneur, someone who's doing great things in the community, send them my way, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. I appreciate all y'all tapping in. Again, this is Minding My Own Podcast. I'm your host, Kenda, and I'll see y'all next week.